Hello everyone. Got a few messages for you. The one that I've come to know as the Curator of Vital Force is talking about some kind of a signature, like they want to forge something, or they did, or maybe they got caught in a forgery. And then I had a vision of an older man wearing gray slacks and a blue polo, and it had like 3 stripes across the chest. He had kind of a longer salt and pepper, grayish hair. And he stood in the doorway, kind of like waving me off. He looked like he could have been, from a European country, basically. Somebody said, "Lord have mercy." And then someone said that you're a model citizen. And they really want to sabotage you in the worst way. There's something about audio. Kid. There is something about audio. So it's like somebody got wiretapped maybe, or recorded saying something somehow, or they want to splice some audio together. It appears as though in the video or whatever, the body language isn't being done right, so they need to try to go to like an audio, or they got recorded doing something, saying something. There's something about an African American, and something about slavery. And then they were talking about Greek mythology. These ones feel humiliated. There's a younger masculine telling the antagonizers that you are providing services. So he could be a spy. The highest bidder, someone said. Slander. It's their modus operandus. You are a sovereign being. These ones were talking, saying something was melted. You overcame Leviathan, and they are discussing it. They're being told she provided everything to you. All the land, all the services, everything. And they took everything. They dressed others up in the energy of her. Violating innocence, wearing a mask and saying it was her. Mirroring the karmic debt onto her over and over and over again. Be careful of what you say. They're listening to everything. They're talking about telekinesis, which is to move objects with the mind. And I really don't know why they felt the need to push you so far. You loved them. And they despised you. They wanted eternal suffering for you. They're talking about this Greek mythology. Now, later here in the transmission, at the very end, they're talking about Demeter, which is the Greek goddess of agriculture, fertility, and the harvest, health, birth, and marriage. And this is Persephone's mother. So Demeter could be you, or Demeter could be really PO'd at them, because maybe you are Persephone. And they gave you over to some some devil of darkness. Anyhow. Anyhow, you loved them and you provided many services to them and they loathed you for it. So I guess they're getting love's wrath. They're saying that you are a surveiller. The word puppet was mentioned. And so someone is, or someone has been using people as. Somebody is terrified. And they're talking about Merkaba, which is light, spirit, and body. So it could be like the light body, the light spirit body, which is like the, isn't that the angelic ship, vessel? Protection, they was said, and recorded images. So I don't know if they're talking about harvesting the social media services and apps for recorded images that they can then reproduce and manipulate, or if perhaps photos were found, taken, movies perhaps. Someone is collecting evidence, or they have. If you want me to ... And then another person said, what the hell? So somebody is offering to do something that has shocked another. And there's been quite a few of these exclamations over the last few days. There seems to be some confusion. If you want me to, what they're doing is they are harvesting, right? Bioplasma. They need a troubleshooter, or you are a troubleshooter, or someone is. Answer ourselves, somebody said. So it's like they can't use a proxy in court. They can't use recorded images. They have to show up in person so that everything can be confirmed. Truthful and transparent authenticity. They need to explain themselves in person. They're discussing RAPists. And it's like one masculine grabbed another by the elbow and said, this is what you wanted. It looked like they were wearing one of those beautiful ponchos that you, or wraps that you might see that were made in Peru or Mexico with those beautiful patterns that they have. They're discussing the frequency. Now, whether this be a vibration or a specific tone, or how often something has happened. I'm thinking about AI, because these people are like talking about video games and how some people are like, they're talking about them perhaps trapping people in the AI system. And so they might be trying to tune in to your specific frequency or a specific frequency of the earth angelics to see if perhaps they can trap them. There's something being talked about regarding Auschwitz. A few days back, 1804 was mentioned, and there are some people there with the Jews saying you're not mastering anything. So now there's some talk about Auschwitz, and I really get the feeling that there's time travelers in those spaces and places that are dismantling that event or those events, which, these believing people, these people who were, I'm guessing, special, underwent some kind of a genetic manipulation. Like somebody wanted to make a master race or whatever. And there was another person who was talking about how they were tortured by their own people with various different techniques, and that those who died, and that those who survived went on to procreate and become. But it seems to me like they kind of genetically modified the love and empathy out of them. And so I don't know what this is all about, but it might be coming undone. And because Spirit is talking about the ripple effect, so history is being altered, I believe, and it's going to ripple effect out, and things are going to start to just disappear, I think. There's something about protein, something about marijuana. Now, I don't know if somebody's using marijuana, or if somebody's eating a lot of meat, or if somebody wants to change the kind of protein they're using, or if they're discussing somebody else and their patterns regarding these things. I don't know, but those protein and marijuana were mentioned. It's like these ones need the sexual activity or to harvest from such a thing in order to manifest anything, in order to make their magic work. Forget who you are, someone said. So it's like people's minds are being wiped, but they still have that subliminal or hidden program. So they're going to forget who they are, so that maybe they could be puppeted. Yeah, a puppet was mentioned, to get into your space and then perhaps be activated so that they can do something to you. That's what I'm kind of reading this as. Yeah. Excommunicated, somebody said. Now, maybe forget who you are, or maybe somebody will be excommunicated and they will forget who you are. Take it as it resonates. Oh, and then it says, then you will manifest in private. So, or something like that. So it's like somebody's going to forget who they are so that they can manifest in private. Like they're going to be disconnected from the hive or something, so that they can cloak themselves better, yet still be tied and manipulated by this collective or whatever this is. They're calling you a sympathizer. And then they spoke of this ALLAH. Sort of like somebody was using a particular religious practice on you. Something is a suicide mission, they said. African, someone said. So they said African American earlier. They're talking about an African now. It's a suicide mission. It's like they're trying to erase somebody's memory while continuing to have this puppeteering control of them, so that they can sneak into the energy of this African American, African. South Africa has been mentioned a couple of times. Ripple effect was mentioned. Vampire was mentioned. And then there's something about particles in essence, like an enzyme. I saw what looked like, those little teeth molds that they have, and there was like an enzyme squirted in the trays, and then they were like inserted into the mouth, and that was like a new way to clean the teeth or something. Rather than brushing with this fluoride concoction, they're using like an enzyme in the future to kind of take care of the dental structure. And then it was really nice. It was like a woman was handing me something, and she said, "My recipes for you," which was so nice, because I've really been needing help with diet and all that kind of stuff. So it was really nice for somebody to offer me her special recipes. So thank you if you're listening. They said that she's divorcing people. Like somebody's out there examining the marriage contracts, and she's looking for fraudulent contracts, forgeries, gained through magic or other deceptions, whether they were fraudulent documents with forged signatures to ensnare and entrap the unknowing, those people, those innocent sleepers in the astral realms who don't even know that these people are lurking and trying to trap them into some spiritual contract. So these contracts are being looked at, and she's divorcing people because they've been entrapping others. This new chapter is about love, honor, and respect, authenticity and transparency. There's something about Canada. Apparently there's a new, it becomes part of a new region. Someone said, I'm not crazy. And that really sounded to me like me 22 years ago when, the medical system was telling me a certain thing. And then everybody in a scene flesh suit was telling me it was all in my head, it didn't exist, it wasn't real. And it's just so now those who were playing in that energy and causing these kinds of things on others, it's back on them. Their intention has returned to them. Spirit said a few days back that your intention is your gift. So it's like it's going back on all these people who intended that for others are getting it returned to them. So again, with the Greek mythology thing, they're talking about Demeter, the Greek goddess of agriculture, fertility, and the harvest, health, birth, and marriage. It's like somebody doppeldangered Demeter. We've got health, birth, and marriage, and you've got these masculines, managing agriculture and fertility and the harvest, and they're just totally botching it, And Demeter is also the mother of Persephone, so it could be that they are concerned about these two divine feminines and the story. Apparently, the Greeks are having a shift in perception. It happened a while back, and it could potentially be still happening. These antagonizers are talking about Armageddon, which is the final battle. At first, I thought Armageddon was something that happened, if something happened to the earth angels. And I think maybe Armageddon is going to be the final battle because what they said, if there's one innocent among you, humanity will be saved, and apparently there was, and so they're gearing up for Armageddon. All the earth angels are being electrified. I think this is what it is. Spirit Divine said that the family tree was being electrified, so it's like the earth angelics and such are gaining extra light energy. And then there was mention of Jericho. So I don't know if they're remembering what happened in Jericho, or if they're talking about the truth of that scenario, or what that is. But this is the message, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody.